The plasma storm ripped across Kepler 452b's desolate landscape like an angry beast, churning electromagnetic waves that could shred metal and disintegrate organic matter in seconds. Yunji's lightweight frame trembled, her translucent exoskeleton flickering with each violent electrical discharge, painting the toxic atmosphere in brutal crimson and electric blue hues. She had been separated from her research expedition team 3 solar cycles ago, her advanced navigation systems completely fried by the planet's unpredictable energy storms. The Galactic Exploration Corps would have considered her mission a suicide run, mapping one of the most hostile planetary environments ever encountered by sentient beings. Her lightweight environmental suit, designed for maximum mobility, offered minimal protection against Kepler 452b's brutal conditions. Microfractures were already appearing in her protective gear, each crack potentially meaning instant death in this unforgiving landscape. The suit's emergency temperature regulators blinked warning signals, 3 minutes remaining before complete. System failure. In the distance, something metallic caught her peripheral vision. A structure, not natural, not randomly placed, something engineered. Her heart rate spiked with a mixture of hope and terror. On this planet, anything engineered could mean salvation or absolute destruction. Wind currents carried microscopic debris that felt like razor-sharp needles against her suit. Each gust threatened to push her off the rocky terrain into bottomless, electromagnetic canyons that seemed to swallow light itself. Strange rock formations twisted like petrified tornado remnants, creating labyrinthine pathways that could disorient even the most advanced navigation systems. Her oxygen reserves were critically low. The suit's internal computer calculated her survival probability at 0.03%, a statistical death sentence in any explorer's language. Yet something inside her refused to surrender. A spark of determination that transcended computational predictions. The metallic structure grew closer. Not a natural formation, definitely artificial, possibly a research outpost, possibly an abandoned mining installation, possibly a trap. On Kepler 452b, nothing was ever simple or predictable. 2 massive plasma lightning strikes crashed simultaneously near her position, creating shock waves that momentarily lifted her off the ground. Her suit's emergency stabilizers worked overtime, preventing her from being thrown into the toxic atmosphere. The landscape around her looked like a nightmare, painted by a mad artist. Twisted rocks, electrical discharges, and an atmosphere that seemed alive and malevolent. 50 meters. 30 meters. The structure was definitely engineered. Clean lines, precise angles, something definitely created by intelligent design, but whose? Human, robotic, some unknown galactic civilization? The uncertainty made her heart race faster than the approaching storm. 10 meters. She could now see intricate details, reinforced metal panels, adaptive camouflage technology that allowed the structure to blend partially with the surrounding rocky terrain. Whoever or whatever constructed this knew survival was about blending, adapting, remaining unnoticed. Her suit's final warning blinked. 30 seconds of operational capacity remaining. Total system shutdown imminent. Death was no longer a distant mathematical probability, but an immediate breathing reality. With her last burst of energy, Yunji lunged toward the structure's entrance. Her hands, trembling from exhaustion and fear, reached for what seemed like an access panel. Would it open? Would it be locked? Would this be her final moment? The panel responded to her touch, not with a mechanical sound, not with a standard access protocol, but with a soft, almost sympathetic hiss, as if the structure itself understood her desperate situation. Darkness engulfed her. Safety. Temporary protection. But something else waited inside, something unexpected, something that would change everything she understood about survival, exploration, and the vast, mysterious universe. The storm continued its relentless assault outside, unaware, uncaring, a brutal reminder that in the cosmic landscape, life was nothing more than a momentary flicker against infinite, indifferent darkness. End of part 1. The interior of the structure felt impossibly different from the chaos outside. Controlled temperature, filtered air, soft ambient lighting that seemed to adjust precisely to her visual spectrum. Yunji's suit systems began emergency recovery protocols, slowly recharging and analyzing the environment. Her eyes adjusted, revealing a compact living space that looked simultaneously utilitarian and surprisingly comfortable. Engineering tools hung meticulously on magnetic racks. Holographic displays flickered with complex planetary mapping data. Navigation charts of Kepler 452b covered multiple surfaces, marked with intricate hand-drawn annotations. Someone lived here. Someone survived here. A sudden movement caught her attention. Not threatening, just present. Jae-sung emerged from what seemed like a makeshift technical workshop, wearing a simple grey thermal suit with multiple utility pouches. His movements were calm, calculated, like a predator who knew exactly how much energy to expend. No panic, no surprise, just pure calculated assessment. "You're from the Galactic Exploration Corps," he stated, not a question. A definitive observation. His communication device translated her species' biochemical language signals instantly. No delay, no awkward translations, pure, instantaneous understanding. The room's environmental controls subtly shifted, creating a microclimate that felt comfortable for both her alien physiology and his human biological requirements. Advanced adaptive technology that suggested profound engineering expertise. "How?" Yunji started, her voice trembling. Jae-sung raised a hand, pointing toward a small heating unit. "Sit, recover. Your suit's energy levels are critically low." Drone-like robotic assistant glided silently, presenting a steaming liquid in a specialized container designed for her biochemical composition. Not water, not a standard human beverage, something precisely calibrated for her metabolic needs, the Katie. Drone's movements were fluid, almost living, not a mechanical device, but something approaching artificial sentience. Its design suggested extremely advanced robotic engineering, far beyond standard galactic technological frameworks. "This planet kills most exploration teams within 72 hours, Jae-sung mentioned casually, as if discussing weekend weather. "Electromagnetic storms, toxic atmospheric compounds, gravitational instabilities, perfect death trap." His fingers danced across a holographic interface, pulling up complex geological and atmospheric data. Layers of information revealed themselves. Radiation maps, energy flux calculations, molecular composition analyses. Each display showed meticulous, hand-annotated notes. Yunji realized she wasn't just looking at survival, she was witnessing a masterclass in planetary adaptation. The VI structure itself seemed alive. Adaptive panels shifted microscopic configurations. Energy recycling systems hummed with intelligent efficiency. Even the walls seemed to breathe, adjusting to external environmental changes. "How long have you been here?" she asked. Jae-sung's smile carried something between humor and profound weariness. "Longer than most would consider possible." A distant rumble outside indicated another massive plasma storm approaching, but inside, everything remained perfectly calm. No vibrations, no electromagnetic interference, pure, controlled stability. The robotic assistant returned, presenting a medical diagnostic device. Without waiting for permission, it began scanning Yunji's physiological conditions, cross-referencing data with her suit's internal records. "Your team?" Jae-sung inquired, his tone carrying a subtle undertone of professional concern. "Lost," she responded. The word felt heavy, final. He nodded. No dramatic gestures, no unnecessary sympathy, just pure, pragmatic understanding. Another drone appeared, this time carrying specialized nutritional supplements precisely calibrated for her metabolic requirements. The level of technological sophistication was breathtaking, not just survival, but comprehensive biological support. Outside, another massive plasma discharge illuminated the structure's reinforced windows. But inside, everything remained perfectly balanced, a tiny bubble of life amidst cosmic chaos. Yunji realized something profound. She wasn't just a survivor. She was a witness to something extraordinary. Humanity's most remarkable quality wasn't advanced technology. It was adaptation. Pure, relentless, intelligent adaptation. End of Part 2. The next few hours revealed layers of survival that defied everything Yunji understood about planetary exploration. Jae-sung's shelter wasn't just a living space, it was a masterpiece of human ingenuity. Every single component served multiple purposes. A water recycling system that looked like a simple metal container actually transformed atmospheric moisture, toxic planetary compounds, and organic waste into pure, drinkable liquid. Filtration technology so advanced it could extract water from substances that would kill most biological systems within seconds. Solar panels weren't traditional energy collectors. They were adaptive metamaterial surfaces that could capture electromagnetic radiation across multiple spectrums, including the violent plasma discharges outside. What most species would consider destructive energy, Jae-sung transformed into a power source. Most exploration teams see obstacles, he explained, showing her a complex energy conversion system. Humans see opportunities. The robotic assistants weren't just machines. They were learning systems that continuously adapted to the hostile environment. One drone was currently repairing a microfracture in the shelter's outer shell, using a combination of nano-welding techniques and self-replicating molecular compounds. A holographic display showed the planet's geological history. Kepler 452b wasn't just hostile, it was dynamically impossible. Constant electromagnetic shifts, molecular restructuring happening at microscopic levels, atmospheric conditions that changed every 17 minutes. Normal survival protocols don't work here, Jae-sung mentioned, pulling up complex computational models. So we create new ones. The we caught Yunji's attention, not an individual achievement, a collective approach to survival. Their nutritional system was equally remarkable. Compact growing chambers produced specialized nutrient-rich plants engineered to survive in these extreme conditions. Mushroom-like organisms that could absorb radiation. Protein-rich vegetation that grew in complete darkness. Biological systems that laughed in the face of traditional agricultural limitations. Waste management was a closed-loop system where every single molecular component got recycled. Nothing was discarded, everything transformed. The very definition of sustainable survival. Communication systems worked differently too. Instead of relying on traditional transmission methods, Jae-sung's setup used quantum entanglement principles. Micro-quantum transmitters could send communication signals through the planet's electromagnetic chaos, creating communication pathways where standard technology would fail completely. Humanity's greatest strength isn't technology, he said. Adjusting a complex frequency modulator, its adaptability. The shelter's internal environment could shift instantaneously. Gravity simulation, atmospheric composition, temperature control, all adjustable within microseconds. Protection against external threats wasn't about building walls, it was about becoming dynamically responsive. Yunji watched a drone repair a complex circuit board using molecular reconstruction techniques. It wasn't replacing the component. It was literally rebuilding its internal structure at the atomic level. Medical capabilities were equally impressive. A compact medical station could perform complex surgical procedures, generate customized medication, and even conduct genetic repairs using advanced nanotechnology. Not just treatment, proactive biological optimization. Outside, another massive plasma storm crashed against the shelter's adaptive exterior, but inside, everything remained perfectly calm. No vibrations, no interference, pure controlled stability. Robotic assistants moved with an almost living grace. Not mechanical movements, fluid, intelligent, adaptive. Each action calculated with precise energy efficiency. Jae-sung pulled up a holographic model showing multiple survival scenarios. Computational predictions that considered thousands of potential planetary variations, not just survival strategies, evolution strategies. We don't just survive, he said, his eyes reflecting the holographic display. We transform. Yunji realized she was witnessing something profound, not just human survival technology, a philosophy of existence, an approach that didn't see challenges as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and adaptation. The shelter wasn't just a living space. It was a living organism, breathing, adapting, transforming, a testament to human innovation. End of Part 3. The communication device lay broken, its delicate circuitry shattered from the journey through Kepler 452b's brutal environment. Most species would have considered it beyond repair, a lost cause. But Jae-sung saw something different, an opportunity. His workstation looked like controlled chaos. Components from different systems scattered across a magnetic work surface. Specialized tools that seemed to blend engineering precision with artistic creativity. Holographic interfaces flickered, analyzing molecular structures, electrical pathways, quantum transmission frequencies. Most people see a broken device, Jae-sung muttered, his hands moving with surgical precision. I see a puzzle waiting to be solved. He wasn't just repairing the communication device, he was reimagining its entire operational framework. A microprocessor from an environmental monitoring system, quantum entanglement circuits from a navigation module, adaptive neural network components typically used in advanced robotic systems. Yoon-ji watched in fascination as he merged technologies never designed to work together. It was like watching a musician compose with instruments from completely different cultural traditions. Impossible, yet happening right before her eyes. The robotic assistants didn't just help. They anticipated. One drone precisely heated a microscopic solder point. Another held a specialized lens that enhanced molecular alignment, each movement calculated with millisecond precision. Galactic engineering protocols would call this impossible, Jae-sung chuckled. A joke that carried decades of accumulated knowledge. Quantum communication circuits, normally used in deep space exploration satellites, became signal amplification modules. A cooling system originally designed for extreme planetary research transformed into a power regulation network. Nothing was limited to its original purpose. Most shocking was his approach. No hesitation, no fear of failure. Each unsuccessful attempt was just another data point, another step toward solution. Failure wasn't a setback, it was information. The planetary storms outside seemed to rage with increasing intensity. Electromagnetic discharges that could fry advanced technological systems in microseconds. But inside the shelter, technological magic was happening. Jae-sung's fingers moved like they were dancing, soldering microscopic connections, rewiring quantum transmission pathways, rebuilding entire communication architectures using components never intended for such purposes. Humans don't just solve problems, he explained, not looking up from his work. We reimagine possibilities. The communication device started to pulse, soft blue light indicating emerging functionality, not just repaired, transformed, enhanced, something entirely new emerging from broken fragments. Specialized nano-adhesive compounds filled microscopic circuit gaps. Adaptive neural networks recalibrated signal transmission protocols. What should have been a simple repair became a technological renaissance. Yoon-ji realized this wasn't just technological skill. This was a philosophy, an approach to existence that saw limitations as creative opportunities. Where most would surrender, humans found alternative paths. Holographic displays showed complex signal transmission models, computational predictions that mapped thousands of potential communication scenarios, not just repair, complete system reimagination. The robotic assistants moved with synchronized precision. One drone held a microscopic laser calibration tool, another managed thermal regulation. A third continuously analyzed emerging signal patterns. In the galaxy, Jae-sung mentioned casually, most species have specialized tools for specific purposes. Humans, we make tools do things they were never designed to do. The communication device suddenly came alive, not just functional, enhanced, capable of transmitting signals through electromagnetic interference that would destroy standard communication systems. A quantum entanglement transmission pathway emerged. signal strength beyond anything in standard galactic communication protocols. Not just repaired, revolutionized. Technological improvisation, he said, showing a subtle smile. Humanity's real superpower. The planetary storm continued outside, but inside this shelter something extraordinary was happening. A broken device transforming into a communication marvel, a testament to human creativity, not just survival, evolution. End of Part 4. Would you like me to continue with the next part of the story? The rescue team's approach was anything but subtle. Massive gravitational displacement signals, quantum communication bursts, massive starship engines that could reshape planetary atmospheres with their mere presence. But something extraordinary happened. Instead of a standard extraction protocol, something different emerged. Yunji's reconstructed communication device transmitted their entire survival story, not just data, a comprehensive narrative of human adaptation. Every microscopic detail of Jae-sung's survival strategy became a galactic case study. Her official report would revolutionize exploration protocols across multiple star systems. Humanity represents more than technological capability, she recorded, carefully. They represent a philosophical approach to survival that transforms limitations into opportunities. The starship's communication officer, a cybernetic hybrid from the Andromeda Cooperative, listened with increasing fascination. Standard extraction missions typically involved recovering survivors. This felt different. This felt like documenting a profound evolutionary strategy. Jae-sung remained calm. No dramatic gestures, no theatrical displays of heroism, just pure, pragmatic readiness. The robotic assistants began systematic mission preparation, cataloging research materials, securing specialized scientific samples, transferring complex planetary data repositories, each movement calculated with precision. Quantum scanners analyzed their entire survival narrative, not just a rescue mission, a comprehensive knowledge transfer about human adaptation strategies. Most species see challenges, Jae-sung explained, to the incoming rescue team. Humans see potential transformation scenarios. His shelter, a compact marvel of engineering, represented something far beyond standard survival technology. It was a living testament to human innovation. Every component told a story of creative problem-solving. The rescue team's initial protocols got systematically dismantled. Instead of a standard extraction, they wanted a comprehensive knowledge exchange. Yunji's report transformed their entire mission objective. Specialized research drones began scanning the shelter, mapping technological innovations, capturing microscopic engineering details. Each scan revealed layers of human creativity that defied standard galactic technological understanding. This isn't just survival, one research officer mentioned. This is technological poetry. Jae-sung's adaptive systems became an instant galactic research priority. Survival strategies that could revolutionize exploration across multiple star systems. Not just human achievement, a new philosophical approach to existence. The planetary storms outside seemed to acknowledge this moment. Electromagnetic discharges created spectacular light shows. As if the very environment recognized something extraordinary was happening, quantum communication channels began transmitting their story across multiple star systems, a human survival narrative that would become legendary. Adaptation isn't about having the best technology, Jae-sung said, watching the rescue preparations. It's about seeing potential where others see limitations. The robotic assistants continued their precise preparations, moving with an intelligence that blurred lines between mechanical operation and living consciousness, each movement a testament to human engineering brilliance. Yunji realized she was witnessing more than a rescue. She was documenting a philosophical revolution, an approach to existence that transformed challenges into opportunities. Her official report would challenge everything known about survival strategies, not just a technical document, a manifesto of human potential. The starship's quantum engines hummed with anticipation, not just preparing for extraction, preparing to carry a revolutionary narrative across galactic territories. In the vast cosmic landscape, one research officer mentioned, humans represent something extraordinary, not just a species, a dynamic, adaptive philosophy of existence. Jae-sung's shelter, a compact marvel of engineering, would become a legendary case study. Proof that true survival isn't about technology. It's about perspective. As they prepared for departure, something profound became clear. This wasn't just a rescue mission. This was a knowledge transfer that would reshape galactic exploration strategies. Humanity's real strength wasn't advanced technology. It was the ability to see potential where others saw only impossibility. The universe watched and learned. End of Part 5. Would you like me to provide an epilogue or additional context to the story? Would you like me to continue with the next part of the story? Would you like me to continue with the next part of the story? Would you like me to continue with the next part of the story?